All right, looks like we are live. I don't know how this is working, but anyway, it is Sunday. Hold on, where am I at here? It is Sunday, June 29th, 2025, 5:14 p.m. I just got done with the Demetra K show. You guys, I've been watching, and that video was when I was in the Dominican Republic. I don't know what it is, but the ladies love that picture. So thank you guys for the compliments. Been working on myself. I'm summer beach ready, I think. So what I want to talk about real quick, get you guys know, is I've been watching you guys' conversations, and I am so happy that people have calmed down enough to start to use their logic versus their emotion. That was the whole point of what I was trying to do. Don't care if you're a Democrat. If you want to stay a Democrat, please stay a Democrat. If you're a Republican, stay a Republican. The fact of the matter is, what is going on in America, we have to own that. All of us, Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever you want to call yourself. We have to own what is happening or has happened in America. You can't get away from it. So, like I keep telling you guys, I was like everybody else. I was just living my life, not paying attention. Oh, somebody else has got it. I'm not worried about it. Oh, they'll handle that. Oh, the government, the government, the government. I am the government. School board. Don't have any kids in the school system anymore, but I still go down there in regards to the school board. I pay taxes. I might as well go down there and make my voice be heard. I think one of the biggest issues in communities, in historic communities, with the rise of the Latin population in America, our children are disadvantaged because they cannot speak Spanish. If your community does not have a dual immersion program, you are not giving your children a tool to use later on in life. A lot of people like bilingual language, right? Most countries speak more than one language. They speak English and something else. Gone are the days where you can just speak English and you can get away with it. These young kids are competing on a global level, and we have to strategically think what's best for our children. If you're for illegal immigration or if you're against illegal immigration, doesn't matter. What's happening with the immigration right now, it isn't going to affect me right now because those people can't vote. But their children, when they come here, started having children, that's going to be a problem for my children. Well, not my children, but my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. So I just want to, tell you guys, I am so happy you guys are getting out of your emotions and you guys are actually coming with sources, with receipts, and saying, hey, what about this? What about this? That's fine. You're on the right track. Maybe you don't have the whole information. Okay, well, here's the other part of that. That's how we come together and understand what's going on. All of us together. That's how you communicate. We need to communicate rather than yell and scream at each other. Come with the facts, right? So another reason why I got on here is I also wanted to think about the Supreme Court decision in Birthright citizenship stay. Let's say they decide, yes, birthright citizenship, blah, blah, blah. If you read Trump's proposal in what he wants to do in changing the executive order he put out with the birthright citizenship, he says that one parent should at least be an American citizen. Doesn't make sense that two people that aren't American citizens could have a baby here and the baby is an American. It just doesn't make sense. There is no dispute that birthright citizenship was specific to children of slaves, former slaves. That's what it was written for. So if you agree with it, you don't agree with it, it is what it is. But here's my question. I said, well, it's going to bring up a very challenging question. So I'm in California, super democratic state, and let's just say California says, oh, if you're born on our soil, you're an American citizen. Okay, great. I don't care, right? But Texas says, well, no, you're not. This kind of reminds me of LGBTQ marriage. It was valid in some states and it isn't valid in other states. So this is going to be a very important issue that the Supreme Court hopefully will take up and debate the merits of, this situation. I mean, you're in a country where in some states you're recognized as a citizen and in other states you're not recognized as a citizen. I think that opens up a Pandora's box. What do you guys think? Doesn't matter what your opinion is because it hasn't been ruled on the elements of the case, but think about that. Wouldn't that be similar to the gay marriage? Some states recognize it and some don't. So in California, if you're born on the soil here, you're a California citizen. And if you go to Texas, they're not going to recognize your citizenship. And I hate to keep using Texas, but a red state, you won't be recognized. You'd be recognized as not a, you couldn't move to a red state. You know what I mean? Basically, if you came here and just had a baby or whatever, it's going to be a very challenging situation, and I'm definitely going to be watching it and reading up on it because I'm the nerd in me is just into stuff like that. But it's going to be very interesting. So you guys pay attention to that. And again, I'm going to advocate that you guys really, 22 million illegal people have been led into the United States, majority of them of Latin descent. If you are an American speaking person, you don't have, you're born and raised here and you don't speak another language or you don't have another culture, mostly Black, your kids need to learn another language, Spanish. They need to learn it. If you need to get a dual immersion program. We have ESL for these people that come here to learn English, but why don't we have whatever the reverse of that, so people could learn Spanish? I see a lot of teenagers right now that are walking around my city and can't find jobs, and they're not being hired because basically they can't speak another language. At least that's what they're saying. And I kind of believe it. They're not being hired because they can't speak another language. And La Raza, if you guys been watching what's going on here in California, they want to, they're serious about it. They are serious. They will undermine Blacks and things to get them up out of there and all that other stuff. That's a true thing. So Michael says, Donovan, I'm wondering if you have received my email regarding Phil Scott interview. Yeah, I did. You could email Phil Scott directly on his YouTube. Send him a message. Yeah. And sometimes, not everybody could be interviewed because sometimes it depends on what's going on. But I can't really tell Phil who to interview. It's his show. So just message him and see what he says. I get requests for people for me to interview them, but I'm so busy doing things. Sometimes it's not feasible on the schedule. But you guys, please start attending your city council meetings. You don't have to be there physically. Use your smartphone, use your tablet, use your computer. They post the agenda before the meeting so you can see what's going on. You can see what's being built in your city. If you have a planning commission like my city does, you could see what the city is building, and if you approve it, if you don't want to approve it. And you just send an email to the clerk. It becomes a public record, and they have to read that into the meeting as if you were there. So, to me, there's no excuse to live in a community and you don't know what's going on. Doesn't make sense to me. So these are very important things you guys need to attend. Planning commission is another one you need to attend. It's very important to do that. I mean, these are the people that decide what comes into your city. I'm meeting with the director of the animal shelter on Tuesday. We have a new director. I want to introduce myself to her and work with her to what we can do in regards to these animals and getting them adopted and hopefully making the shelter a no-kill shelter. We have a kill shelter here. And unfortunately, we have a lot of people that come out of LA with an LA mentality. I'm going to breed these dogs and I can get $500, per pit, even though I don't have any papers and all this other stuff. And then it creates a problem because our shelters are overfilled, and unfortunately, some animals are put down just because they're born. And I don't think that's right. Again, I advocate for the animals. They can't speak for themselves. We need to expand our animal shelter here. This takes dollars, I get it. But again, I have to go to these city council meetings to advocate for these things. You got to let your voice be heard. There in my city, there's a misconception about me in regards to that I'm a very difficult person to work with. I just, scream and shout, and I just, curse, and I think I'm, all that and full of ego and stuff, even though everything I've said has been correct. It doesn't matter. That's a misconception, because the people that actually do know me, they know I'm a reasonable person. So again, I don't want to be on here too long. I just got done doing the Dimitri K show. Really great show. If you guys want to check that out, please do so. Sundays, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, like clockwork. What else we got going on? Football season's coming up. Dallas Cowboys. Even I'm starting to believe we ain't gonna get it done. 30 years without a Super Bowl this year. But we got a new head coach, so maybe things might work out. I don't know, but I'm sticking with them. The bad news is LeBron James took the player option of the $52 million, like we knew he would. Mike Nice, what's up? 8 years in LA. This clown needs to retire or get the hell out of town, because Laker fans, this man will not have a statue in Staples Center. He will not have a jersey retired there. All the money that this man has taken in one bubble championship, can't do it. Michael says, Donovan, I emailed the Texas Legislative Black Caucus to consider introducing the Texas American Freedom Affairs Agency. Yes, great idea. Great idea. Are they going to take it up? That's the question. Yeah, Mike Nice, he's embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, the longer he stays, whatever legacy you might think of LeBron James is getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So, he will never be beloved like Kobe. He will never be beloved like Magic. But this clown needs to get off the team. I mean, for 8 years, I have not gone to a Laker game. I don't even want to watch the Lakers because it's that bad. Even during their championship bubble run, I didn't want to watch because the guy's a fraud. You come to the West and you can't seem to make the conference championship. You can't even make the championship, but you're in the weak-ass East, and you make it 9 years in a row, which goes to show you how weak the East is. The West is a beast, and you're supposed to be this great guy that you tell yourself, yeah, he's been in LA for 8 years. This is his 8th year. Yes, 8 years of misery. 8 years. In 8 years, I'm going to be reasonable. If he's the GOAT like he claims, we should have had at least, and I'm being generous, 3 championships. Since he's the GOAT, we should have had at least 3. Sad, man. It's just sad. So, but I'm going to give you guys your flowers. Like I said, I really am glad you guys are starting to talk among each other and, research and Google stuff rather than letting these people tell you who to vote for and this is your person and, oh, you hate Trump and this, that. I get it. Your side lost. I get it. But there are some things every president does for the American people. And Trump is doing stuff that is, you got to give it to him. He's doing more for Black people than any other president has done in my lifetime. People could say, well, LBJ and the civil rights movement. Whatever LBJ and the civil rights movement did then, what does it matter if it's been rolled back and it has no relevance today? What does it matter? When things that were done for Black people back then, everybody else benefits but Black. Doesn't matter. Yeah, he ain't my GOAT, MJ. And I'm not even a Michael Jordan fan, but I'm gonna give Michael Jordan, his props. I mean, he was a great player, one of the greatest. But I'm a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fan by the numbers. I go by the stats. Kareem, point leader. It's hard in a team sport to say who's the greatest player of all time when they play different positions. You see what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. You really can't say one person is the greatest player of all times, because it's kind of subjective. You know what I mean? Because wasn't Larry Bird a great player? We know Kareem was a great player. We know Magic was a great player. Wilt was a great player. We can go on and on all these great players, but to say the greatest of all time, I don't know. That's kind of in a team, kind of hard. Muhammad Ali, he could say, I'm the greatest because he was the only person that had to back that up. Michael Jordan, if he didn't have Scottie Pippen, I don't see 6 championships. Horace Grant and that team that they built around him. Yeah, he was scoring 40, 60 points a game, but he wasn't winning, So, yeah, no, I'll give you that. Yeah, he was one of the most complete players I've ever seen. But, here's the funny thing, though. Kobe, who patterned his game exactly after Michael Jordan. Exactly. That's why I kind of get offended, Mike, when people don't even have Kobe in the top 5. If you want to give Michael Jordan, I can live with that. You know what I mean? But when you disrespect Kobe Bryant, because, well, he played with Shaq, so, that's why he can't be top 5. What? Didn't Magic play with Kareem? What? Didn't LeBron play with all these great players of their era to win championships? But you don't want to put Kobe in the top 5? He won 2 championships with Paul Gasol. It's lunacy. When I hear people talk, like that, it just tells me they really don't know basketball like that. Like I said, I have no problem with people putting Michael Jordan as number 1. I have no problem with that. Because he's a complete player. I get the competitiveness, to go away for a year, come back, win 3 more. I can't take it away from him. I can't take, and I remember in the 80s when people were talking about this rookie in 1984 that came into the league, and it was must-see TV to see this man play. I mean, without a doubt. So, yeah. But this LeBron thing, can't do it. Championship 9 times and you won twice. Wherever 2 or 3 times. I don't know. Michael Pan, Donovan played for the Lakers from 1985 to 1995. He played the power forward. Unfortunately, he had to retire from the game due to injury. His left knee from 1992 to 1985. Yeah. I used to like this one player, Jamal Wilkes. How many guys remember him? He played with Kareem at UCLA. And he won a championship with the Golden State Warriors in the 70s. Jamal the Silk Wilk. Yeah, Mike Nice, fraud. I mean, the guy's a fraud. I mean, it's unbelievable. You can't win a championship without having 2 other, all-star players. I don't even see how you even put LeBron in the top 5. But you're not going to put Kobe there? A guy that patterned his game, his walk, everything, like Michael Jordan. Yeah, no. Remember, Schick Hearn used to say Jamal Wilkes that was his layup, that shot. It went around. Yeah, that was my guy, man. I mean, he's shooting it from the back of his head. It was weird. It was a weird shot, but it worked. Jamal Wilkes, 3-time champion, 2 or 3-time champion. He won with the Warriors, I think twice with the Lakers. So yeah, you guys, flowers off to you guys that are having these conversations now, because what it is, at the end of the day, we have to fight for our grandchildren. I'm not fighting and making you guys pissed off just to do it. I'm fighting for my future grandchildren. Because if we don't make a stand now, they don't have a chance. The 25 years that I didn't do anything, they're 25 years behind, and these other groups are ahead. We have to make a stand for our children. Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. We have to make a stand and get these politicians some act right. That's all I want to say. Let's get some act right going with these politicians. Yeah, Donovan, Donald Thompson lives in Moreno Valley, California. He's a successful businessman. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Donald Thompson, not David Thompson. I got to look that up, Donald Thompson. I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club in Fullerton, California, and there was a guy named Rick Roberson. He played for the Lakers. Wasn't a great guy, a journeyman type guy, but Rick Roberson. So anyway, you guys, Sunday, don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. I'm going to go get something to eat. I got some leftover goat I want to get to. And if you guys saw my trip to the DR, Michael Thompson, #1 draft pick. That's what I'm thinking, Michael Thompson. But there was a David Thompson, too, that was pretty good. So, okay, Donald Thompson is advocate for cash payment reparations for American freedmen of chattel slavery. Okay, cool. But enjoyed my vacation. I bought a package, I think, that was very, very well. And I'm going to use it. I was talking to a guy, a veteran there. We're in the clinic. And the guy was 72 years old. He looked my age. I know I look old. I know. But he looked my age. This guy looked good. He's Belizean originally. So there you go. He's Belizean. This dude, we're sitting there talking, and he says, why would you have a need to save money at your age? For what? Your kids are grown, whatever. So that's some good advice. And, not that I'm saving money, but I do. You guys know I'm a very thrifty guy. But he's right. What am I saving money for? I'm going to enjoy the liquid assets that I have, because I'm going to get a check for the rest of my life until the day I'm dead. I've got life insurance. The kids can have that, and my family can have that and do whatever. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my life and start doing things for myself. So that's where I'm at with that. Yeah, Daryl Jinks, curry goat. Yeah, this one isn't curry. It's Caribbean, and I think it's Belizean. My sister-in-law's mother-in-law, she's from Belize. And they made and it's good. Oh my God, it's good. Even when I was in the DR, the Caribbean goat that I had there, I was tearing it up. I was tearing that stuff up. I don't know what it is, but when I go overseas, the food is so fresh. You guys have been overseas. You guys know the difference. Here in America, it's like, but you go over there, it is fresh. I ordered some seafood from a restaurant over there. I had to wait like 45 minutes. Because he had to go to the sea to go fish it and get it. Maki, whatever that fish is, they went to the sea to go get it, and it made completely fresh. So hats off to you guys for really opening your eyes and opening your mind to what is going on in the world today. Yeah, foreign food in America is processed. Yeah, it's really bad. So you guys enjoy your Sunday. Check out Demetra K and I's show we did today. It was an excellent show. And I'll come back to you guys definitely tomorrow, because we got some stuff on the animals eat grass in the Caribbean. The seafood is hunted daily. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a significant difference in the food there. The fruit, there's mango trees and soursop trees all over the place. It's yeah. What am I doing? I live in the desert. I live in the desert. What am I doing here? So anyway, yeah, I've got a lot of fruit trees in my backyard, but it's not the same thing, but it is nice to eat some nice fresh fruit, plums. I got a hybrid plum tree that has 3 different plums on it. Oh my gosh. So good. Anyway, you guys have a great Sunday. Stay blessed. Give yourselves a round of applause now that everybody is dying down. It is only June, and Donald Trump has 3.5 years to go to do whatever it is he's going to do. He has been winning significant court cases. The Democrats, I don't understand it. Mitch McConnell used every trick in the book. It seems to me, good cop, bad cop, both cops want to arrest you. It seems to me the Democrats that let this stuff happen is acting like, they don't know what to do. They have no power or whatever. And I don't think that's true at all. I think they're playing the game of white supremacy and, hey, let Donald Trump take the heat for the, illegal immigration and making it a wedge issue so that they could come back into power to do absolutely nothing. What is the Democratic plan moving forward? Midterms are coming up. What are they going to do different than what the Republicans are doing? Because right now they're doing nothing. There is no pushback from the Democrats whatsoever. Doesn't make sense to me. All right, you guys, be blessed. I'm proud of you guys. Let's get back to conversation. Let's get back to adulting, get our emotions out of it. Let's have conversations so that we, the people, start holding these clowns accountable. Stay blessed.